That is so creepy. Listen again. Now, could you imagine hearing that echoing through the countryside? Just, let's say, 2 o'clock in the morning, like some sort of ghost throughout an entire town.
I'd lose my mind.
And that was actually happening in England. Welcome back to that podcast I like. And yeah, people were outside at any given time, and they would hear this bust out. So creepy. Yeah, that would terrify me. And they couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Now, you'd think a disembodied voice like that is scary, but no, even scarier, it was being caused by spiders.
The reason these spiders would crawl over the lenses of the security cameras, and this was part of the motion-activated security at this warehouse.
Every single Ring doorbell should come with this system. Just have that recording when, the porch pirate comes and steals that. If they hear that echo, boom, they're dropping the package and running.
That's true.
But that's an amazing security system. Someone had that on their security system, so that sound was being tripped by spiders going over the camera lenses.
Yes.
That is like taking so many different fears and combining them all into one.
I just hope there weren't dolls in that warehouse.
Could you imagine if it would have been the end of October and this happening?
Oh my gosh.
That entire town, no one would live there by November. I guarantee that. All right, there are a few things that people are talking about today, and this is what you need to know as you go about your day.
Let's find out. One.
That endless debate over Bert and Ernie's sexuality came up again yesterday.
I saw this. Now, there's now a debate between one of the writers for Sesame Street, and the debate is with Children's Television Workshop, who produces Sesame Street.
Mark Salzman, who wrote for the show for about 15 years, said he considered them a gay couple because they basically were based on his own gay relationship.
He's saying he wrote it in that, but he never actually mentioned anything about it. Obviously, this was children's programming, and maybe this was his way of introducing these type of relationships to children, let's say.
Well, he was just making a point that like things that might tick off Bert and Ernie were the same things that would happen in his type of relationship. So, so there you go.
Now, I'm a Bert and Ernie fan growing up as a kid. So these are the type of things that happened in his relationship. Did he have a bottle cap collection? Was he a fan of pigeons? Did his quote-unquote roommate eat cookies in bed and have obsession with rubber duckies? If that's what he wrote about, I mean, you write about what you know, right? And I will say this, if indeed he did write about his gay relationship, this conversation means something completely different now.
Ernie, that is my cowboy hat.
So?
But you put the fish in it. Now what am I going to wear
fish.
when I want to play cowboy?
Well, ride him cowboy, Bert.
All right, next.
Kristen Bell talked very openly about her weed smoking on the podcast WTF with Mark Maron recently.
We have talked to Mark a few times, both on the air and in person. Kristen Bell and Dax Shepherd. Originally, I will say a few years ago, I found them one of those annoying Hollywood couples, maybe because I was somewhat jealous that they're getting a lot of commercial work, but they seem very, very happy. Dax Shepherd now celebrating his 14th year of sobriety, and but yet his wife says she has no problem smoking around him, just basically because he knows, and she knows at this point, they have an understanding his brain can't handle those chemicals.
They are very open, and that's very important to know. So this is nothing like kind of out of the ordinary.
Right.
But she says that she smokes weed around her husband, and it doesn't seem to bother him, and that weed rules.
I understand that. I can appreciate having that adult relationship, and how good of him saying, I'm not going to deny you, knowing that I can't handle it, but she's saying that I can do it. And it's not like she's smoking every day. She's just doing it, she says, occasionally, and it's legal where they are. What is wrong with that? What I also found interesting in the interview, though, she did say his sobriety, he's encouraging her to have ecstasy parties at the house. Like, he wants to be able to be the sober guide for people, multiple people they want to have over to the house having an ecstasy party. In our earlier years, I can say, yes, I have tried ecstasy in my life, and I believe that this is not when we were together,
No.
but I would ask you,
Yes.
Now, would you, if you were in an area where ecstasy is legal, and they are doing studies now about this pill, obviously when you get off the street, you have no idea what you're getting. However, they're doing studies about how it could actually be beneficial to people, some Alzheimer's patients and other patients. If you found there was a medical benefit to ecstasy, would you be interested in consuming it in a legal place?
I'm going to have to say probably not. I think I have two different angles that kind of make me come to that conclusion. The first one being I have a very addictive personality with some things. I have tried ecstasy and I really liked it. So I probably should leave it alone, right? Like I recognized how much I really enjoyed myself. Right. And the other side, I also am a huge proponent of the natural marijuana.
And that's it.
And I can't go to a chemical. So, no.
Exactly. I don't trust anything that is chemically made. I will trust something that has been a natural drug for thousands and thousands of years over something that is man-made, even if it does become legal. Damn it, I thought I was going to trip you up and you were going to say yes. I was going to say, wait, but I was totally wrong. And something we told you about yesterday, worst thing coming to your bathroom.
Oh, please.
All right, so when we were in Denver, everyone was talking about the special bath bomb there and missed out on it. I don't do baths. Here's another one I'm going to miss out on. The world famous roast beef sandwich reality bath soap. They basically are saying that you're going to smell like brown sugar and fig. I think this is the creepiest thing I've ever heard of.
Yes, this is like walking around like a giant Arby's sandwich is what you're going to smell like all day long. And secondly, I saw this already. It happened on Seinfeld over 20 years ago when Kramer decided to baste himself in butter and go suntan. After that, he walked around smelling like Kenny Rogers Roasters all day. On that note, we're going to get out of here. That's all we got for today. Tomorrow, though, more coming up on that podcast. How about one thing you don't want to find at the church bake sale, or maybe you do. I don't know. And the newest reason people are getting divorced. You might be surprised. Talk about all that tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the other podcast. That is My Daily Beer. Subscribe here. Check out thatpodcastilike.com, and we'll do this all again tomorrow. You know we love you.
Ernie, that is my cowboy hat.
Yep. So?
But you put the fish in it. Now what am I going to wear when I want to play cowboy?
Oh, well, ride him cowboy, Bert.